Welcome to the Rad Conversations podcast.
Welcome back to Rad Conversations, the podcast where real stories, bold ideas, and a little bit of magic collide. I'm your host, Greg, and each week we sit down with inspiring voices from around the world to explore life, purpose, and everything in between. Whether it's mindset, manifestation, or those unexplainable moments that shape who we are. You're in the right place, so get comfortable and open your mind. And let's dive into something truly meaningful. This week, we have Trixie with us, and she's going to discuss the power of positive thinking and having a vision board. All that and more coming up on this episode of Rad Conversations. And remember, if you enjoy the show, please like, subscribe, and share. All right, let's dive in. Welcome to the show, Trixie.
Good afternoon, or good morning, good evening, Greg, and everybody out there in this world.
I am very excited. Trixie's coming from the Philippines to join us today, so that is by far the longest distance phone call I've had so far, so this is fantastic. Thank you so much for joining today, Trixie.
Thank you for the opportunity. I don't really know why I said yes to the invitation when I saw that you posted, but you know, Greg, it just really felt like, Trixie, it's time. Or Trixie, you have to. There's a nudge, a big nudge from the universe that I can't explain. And I'm like, I have so many things on my plate, but I don't know why I am here with my full heart saying yes to the creator. So thank you, Greg, for being a platform for whatever it is that's magical that's going to happen.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on because I'm like you, Trixie. I put out the offer to a number of different people, and certain people said, yeah, sure, and then it just kind of faded away, and they never ended up returning my phone calls or my emails. And I'm like, whoever comes on is supposed to come on. And I feel like the universe meant for us, even though we're halfway across the world from each other. I really, truly feel like the universe meant for us to find a connection. I believe I found you in a Facebook group. I definitely think the people that I connect with, for whatever reason, we're meant to connect. So I thank you so much for returning my text messages and coming on the show.
My pleasure, Greg. Thank you.
Can you tell everybody a little bit about your life?
Ooh, okay. I used to do a lot of vision board coaching in the Philippines and yeah, even abroad. So I think about at the end of my 20s, I thought that I have found my calling, which was helping people understand that a vision board works, helping people tap into that power of whatever it is that they want, as long as they, believe in it, they will have, right? Only because I experienced it myself. So it has become a lifestyle, and I really thought it's a calling, which, well, it is until now. However, life had different, surprises for me. And so during the pandemic, I got married. Up until that time, I think, Greg, it's funny because during the pandemic, I think, well, just when I thought that I would lose it, because, when you speak to an audience, right, you have to be on the stage and everything else. But apparently, pandemic gave me the highest earnings I have ever had.
Fantastic.
It's via Zoom, right? So thank you, Lord. So at that time, I was newly married. My husband was running a company, the events, organizing company, hosting different kinds of expos in the Philippines. And he had to close his office. He had to lay off all his employees. And he was I think he was really depressed for about a year or so. So when he started to decide that, okay, I'm going to try to do this, let's do it online. Okay. I don't care if I have to make money, but I just want the community to go back. So he started that. And that's when I became involved in his business. All right. So that's why what I earlier shared with you, that I'm doing this event, this platform, that was actually his. I'm not the founder. He is the founder. So that's what I'm doing now for the past 4 years. And it's a game changer for me. So that's where I am at right now. So you see, there's a big leap. It's different, but I just feel that this is my second calling that I'm still figuring out why. exactly. Is this my calling?
And for everybody, Trixie and I were talking off air, and she has a big event coming up in about a month where she has 180 different vendors coming to your event, and you're organizing all that. So I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to come on here and share your story with us. And now you mentioned a vision board earlier. Could you tell everybody what a vision board is?
Oh, sure, Greg.
Well, that was weird. Did you see that? The camera just jumped for no reason. I'm not sure. Right when I mentioned vision board, that was very strange, but we're going to go. That was interesting, Trixie. We're just going to keep an eye on that if the camera starts jumping around all the time. But yeah, I'm sorry. Could you go back to talking about what a vision board is for anybody
Sure.
that doesn't know?
Sure. A vision board is literally a board where you put all your dreams, all your aspirations, everything that you want to be, have, and do. And you look at it every day, or yeah, you may choose not to, but it's somewhere, it's placed somewhere in your place, in your room or house that you see every day. And you get to look at it and feel the feelings that you really want to have, why you want to have those things on your vision board, right? So think of it as your, what do you call it? Wish list. Think of it as the place where you see everything that you really want in your life. And you don't have to even worry about how will I get this, right? Because that's not your job. But as human beings, of course, that's the first thing in our head. Okay, but how do I get this? So the thing is, when you have a vision board, you don't think about that because the universe takes care of that. Your only assignment is to really know the specifics of what you want, and then cultivate that feeling, that happy feeling, that excitement and everything, and then just wait for it. While of course doing the work yourself, right? Doing something about it. So that's what
I'm
it
with you
is.
1,000%, Trixie. Manifestation, vision board. You bring forward the feeling you have when you have whatever you're hoping to have. So abundance, a lot of money. Oh, it feels so good to have enough money to do whatever I want. Abundance in my life. I'm not worried about money. This feels wonderful. If you want a new car, how great it feels to have that new car, what it feels like to drive it, what it feels like to sit in it. And you just bring those emotions like you have it. Not that you want it, that you already have it. And if you have those emotions, you're going to bring that feeling closer to you. Do you feel the same?
Exactly. So
Yeah, on my vision board, right before this thing, I was like, I'm going to have a great interview with Trixie. Oh, it's going to feel great. I'm going to have the best podcast ever with Trixie. I swear to God, I was doing that about 15 minutes ago, right before all the technical issues. But we're through that all out. But can you share what, when you first made your first vision board, what was on it?
oh my gosh. What was on it? I think okay, there's so many things in it, but one thing I remember the most, which led me to making a career out of teaching vision boards, is the picture of a safari trip. Because I was thinking, okay, so for vacation, what do I want to do? Right? So I was thinking of something else that I knew was kind of impossible for me at that time. So I just took a photo from Google, I printed it. It took me a long time because, I really wanted to make sure that it really resonates with me. I just don't want to print something that just pops out of the first page of Google. I want something that I really excites me, right? So that's a tip for you guys. I put it on a vision board and I said, maybe when I have kids, then I could afford this. And I could, set an explanation to Africa, wherever that is, right? Um, and then And then 3 months after, this is insane. 3 months after, Greg, we got a message from somebody that my mom knows asking us to go to Tanzania for,
Wow.
for a marketing project, okay? It's not really for me, it's really for my mom, but she was allowed to bring me. And in bringing me there, I was tasked to do a vision boarding workshop for the kids in the school. And
Wow.
as a
Wow.
payment for us, we were treated to Serengeti, like the real
Wow. Wow.
safari trip. So imagine I put that on my vision board in January, and we were already in Africa in May, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, May,
That-
April.
That's fantastic. So on your vision board, did you visualize it every day, or did you just put it up on the vision board one time and concentrate it on, or did you go back to every day concentrate on your vision board, or how did it work for you at that
The
time?
vision board was hung on my door, and I don't think I was reflecting on it every day, but as many times as I could. But I think the deal breaker there was that when I put that picture on the board, there was really no doubt. It was just like, this is gonna happen. And I didn't overthink. I didn't think about how much. It was just cut off from that from my system. I think that's really, what do I say? That's really the biggest difference that one could make when you create a vision board. Um, when you just let go, you know what I mean? Like, let go and then let God handle how you would be able to arrive to that. It's That's a thing.
Yeah, because and I totally agree with you. Don't put expectations on how it's going to come to you. I mean, never in a million years, I don't think you could envision that your trip's going to come from your mom for a business trip. You just put it out there. Just once again, if you want more money in your life, just don't say, I want to get a better job. I want to work really hard. You don't know if you're going to have an inheritance, if you get insurance money. You just never know how it's going to come to you, but just put the feeling out there. Don't put any expectations on it, and limitations is mainly the thing. Don't put limitations on how it comes to you. So that's fantastic. Your first vision board, a trip to Africa within 5 months. That's fantastic. Did you really ramp up the vision board after that? Or did you have smaller things like, I want a new bicycle, or whatever. Did you have smaller things, or everything on the vision board was on your bucket list?
Okay, and now I'm thinking, right? Because there's so many big things that happen, so I tend to forget the small ones. But um, yeah, small ones could start with, let's say, the numbers, right? Okay, I wanna have, let's say, customers from, let's say, from having 5 in a month to maybe 8, something like that. Um, I used to put something like that as well in different aspects. No, not just business, but yeah. It also happens. Um, Now, but Greg, here's the thing. Now that, because for quite some time, Greg, I stopped doing vision boards. Yeah, not because I did not believe, but because maybe this will come in later, but because I just didn't have the energy to think and to put myself out there again. Because it's not really a falling out with vision board. It's not like that. It's just really like, I have to breathe. And in breathing, I didn't have the energy to ask for whatever it is that I wanted, because I was grieving so hard, and I still am. But what I'm saying right now is, oh, Greg, just because we talked about this, I felt that passion again inside. You know what I mean? I felt that, oh, it's still here. It's still in my heart. And I'm trying to get myself into doing that again, putting numbers for what I want to hit in May, for example, right? And so I think it will not fail. I think it will still deliver. All I have to do is have my own time again after a conversation, put myself in that zone, because if I have done it many times before, the
Yeah, I'm
chances of
with you. I'm with you, Trixie. Like, I was meditating every day for months and months and months, and I had 5 things I was really concentrating on, and I think I hit 3 or 4 of those things, and then life just got busy, and I was like, oh, I'll get back to meditation. I was trying to meditate for an hour every day, and when a lot of those things happened for me, I kind of like, oh, I'm cruising now, and I kind of let the meditation go for a while, and then when I try to get back to it, It was a lot harder. It wasn't like riding a bike. Like for me, at least, it was like taking small steps to get back, revving up the meditation and visualization of everything. And I was really surprised because when I was doing it every day, I just slipped right back into that mode and just feeling so good about life and what was coming my way. And then when I stopped for a couple months, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll just start back up. And I was like, whoa, this is like, you know, it's just like you got to start from square one again and just kind of build up the reps and then start going back at it again.
Thanks for watching the show today, folks. And if you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and share. And like always, stay rad.